Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is about 5 beginner tips just to make you functional in Openscad. Radically functional in Openscad. Here we go. Starting looking at the screen. Can you see that okay? Sorry, I may have some light on my face here. It's weird window stuff going on. Tip number 1, 3D shapes. Now, I've went ahead and put the code in here so you can see this. Hopefully you can see all this code. These 3D shapes are basically, these are the basic shapes you can make and actually kind of put together, create holes, all this other stuff in Openscad just to make a functional part. I love functional 3D printing and basic parts, so here we go, the cube. Actually, before we do that, let's get started with, this is your editor interface, this is your preview interface, and this is your console down here. You may have one over here for, it'll be off the screen, but it could be customizer or something, but let's practice on these three to begin with, right? So the cube is number 1 shape. These 2 slashes in front of this code just signify a comment, so I can uncomment, comment, and you can see things individually. Bam, there you go, that's a cube. And now the cube is width, depth, height. Now there are no real measurements in Openscad, but let's just assume for our discussion, all these are in millimeters since we're going to be 3D printing this stuff. So really the same. Add my comments back in. I'm going to hit the button to get the preview going. Another thing I should tell you, these buttons at the top, preview, generate, and export to STL. Those are important for you to know for this exercise and to make you radically functional in Openscad. Next one, cylinder. Let's back the comments off. Cylinder is a height and then a radius or a diameter. I'm going to use radius, which if you remember from your geometry class way back in probably 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, whatever it was for you, radius is half the circle distance, right? So let's go ahead and preview that. There we go. Now, one thing you should probably notice on this is look at the faces. It's pretty blocky, right? It doesn't really look, so it looks like a rough cylinder. We're going to fix that down the road. That's something else to make you radically functional in Openscad. Next is a sphere, and a sphere is just a sphere with these parentheses and a radius or diameter. So let's look at, so if we do sphere equals 4, that would be radius by default, right? So it's small. Now let's comment that one out and uncomment the diameter radius, and we'll see, oh, that's smaller. Interesting. Again, radically functional. It's because the diameter is actually all the way across, not halfway across, if you remember your grade school geometry or whatever. I'm sorry, high school geometry. So, which I don't, so I'm not judging anybody that doesn't. Now, okay, so now that we know some basic 3D shapes, there's also some things we call transformations. And transformations are just moving objects around, rotating them, doing different things in there. So let's go ahead and look at these transformations. So like number 1 transformation, translate. Translate X, Y, Z, and then the object. So what we can do is when we translate this cylinder right here, we can move it at 10 on the X, plus 12 on the Y, and 4 on the Z. Now, let's cover that real quick, right? This is your grid that shows your Z, which is vertical, your X, which is kind of your horizontal, I'll call it, and then your, or perpendicular, or whatever you want to call it, and then your Y, which runs this way. Let's just use those terms, this way. So what we can do is uncomment this, and instead of our 3D object showing right here in the center, it should show up someplace else. So let's go ahead and generate a preview, and there we go. Look, it's moved up on the Y, 12, over 10 on the X, and 4 on the height, so it's up 4. Let's go ahead and comment that back out. Do another preview to clear it, and then we can also rotate that cylinder. Now this one is a little bit confusing, so I'm going to highly recommend you go to the documentation and you practice this because it doesn't always work out the way it would compute in your mind. Anyway, rotate X, Y, Z. You can rotate on the Y 90 degrees, that same cylinder, and we have an error. Interesting. Why do we have an error? If we look down in our console, oh look, we left one of our comment brackets in. There we go. We've rotated on the Y. Why it goes that way, I have no idea. Look at the documentation on that one, guys. But I usually have to play with that to get parts to turn the way I want. But it's really easy. You can comment. You can do these things when you're in Openscad and do it. Some people call Openscad. I like Openscad. Another thing, real quick, when you get an error like that, it's almost always two things in a beginner's mind. You forgot a bracket or a parenthesis, or you forgot a semicolon at the end where it's required. So always check those first, and it will show up maybe as the next line because it's expecting something else if you forgot a semicolon, right? So if you've never had programming experience, that may be a little challenging at first, but you'll pick that up super fast, super easy. Next one is Boolean operations. There's a couple different ones we'll go over in the basic section, and that's difference, which is to remove shapes or objects from other objects, and union, which is to add them together when you want a completed model for 3D printing. So here we go first, difference, right? So I'm going to uncomment all this difference code. And the way difference works is it subtracts the second object from the first object. And you open and close it with these curly brackets. I'm sure there's an official name for those, but don't really know what that is at this point. So let's go ahead and compute this, because what we should get is a cube, 20 by 30 by 10, and then a cylinder, 12 high with a diameter 4. So we should have some kind of cylinder being removed from this cube. And we preview that, and we see, there it is at the corner. Completely removed it. Now, this, I don't know. Again, check the documentation. I can't stand the way it adds that little, almost barely visible layer right there. So sometimes what I'll do, just to make sure that my difference is going to go right in my model, and this is probably completely unnecessary. Somebody, one of the programmers could probably speak to this. I like to translate it down -1 and then always make it taller than my cube, if that makes sense. So that's what I've done in this one. So let's see how that looks. So we got a difference, we got a cube, and then we're going to translate that same cylinder. Oops, I went a little too far. And then we don't forget to uncomment our closing curly bracket. So we do, oh, look at that. See how I got rid right there of that extra layer? So what I did is I moved it down 1, let's call it a millimeter, even though it's really not an Openscad, and then it goes above this cube, so it makes a nice clean cut in it. Now you could use this for screw holes. If we wanted a couple screw holes in here, we just translate another cylinder to this area and it would take it away from that cube. Lots of options there, but anyway, this is just beginner, so we're not going to go too far into that stuff. This one, you can, one of our tips will cover that, so I won't go into that right now. Then we have the union, which is basically adding two objects together. And it works kind of like the difference, where you have an opening and closing curly bracket. And I believe they call these modules or functions maybe, on these union and difference. So let's go ahead and look what a union does. So now that adds a cylinder to the edge of that cube, right? And makes them actually one 3D part, I'll call it. So let's go ahead and we will comment that back out and go down to tip number 4. Let's clear our screen. And that one is to know your faces. If you remember that cylinder we showed before, kind of had a blocky surface around it. We can fix that by doing basically a number of faces command, which is that $FN equals 75 right here. Right, so let's go ahead and uncomment that. And what we've done is we've translated a cylinder to go in that other spot we had, and then we went ahead and added faces to it. And now, I guess I don't need to translate. Let's just do a cylinder first. Sorry, guys. Let's go ahead and comment that out, and let's see what a cylinder looks like. Look how smooth that is now. You can see so much smoother, so much more round. That's how you do it. That $FN equals 75. What's that say? It says add this shape with 75 faces. So there are actually really small little blocks in it, but they're so small that you really can't see them very well. So, and the bigger that number is, the longer it's going to take you to generate when it comes out to a 3D object. So keep that in mind. Okay, the last one is use the Openscad cheat sheet. I think I have an open, yeah. right here, if you look at this, this is amazing. It's not the full documentation, don't take it that way, but it is a cheat sheet. It's wonderful. Like say you can't remember how to make a cube, you can go in here 3D and go to cube, and they give you all kinds of examples in here. You can't remember about the rotate. Where's our transformer? Here they are, right here. Let's click rotate, and we'll see, and it'll explain that a little bit better, much better than what I did, so check into that. Anyway, cheat sheet is awesome. Another one is go review that documentation, right? Just go to the openscad.org website, download that documentation. I think it's even available in PDF if you want to take it with you somewhere and read it, or you can just look at it online. And then the last thing is just build random shapes like this, add them together, intersect them, create differences, create holes, create squares, create whatever in these unions. Just practice and build. And then once you get the kind of the basics down, one of the best things to do is go out to Thingiverse or to GitHub and look at other people's projects. If this one is customizable, if you show things that are customizable, you download all files, and there'll be an Openscad file in there. And then you can take that customizer and you can do it however you want. Or you can just look at the code and maybe even copy some of that code out, put it into yours and play with it and mess with it if you don't want to, be destructive on the single object. And then look at this repository search for Openscad projects. There's so many out there, how they make gears, the Basel. There's libraries we can add to make things easier. We won't get into that. That's an advanced one. But there's so many projects out there that people just share on Thingiverse, GitHub, all that. Just download it, look at the code. There's going to be a whole video on other people's code and, how we can look at that and learn from that. We'll do that down the road. But right now, these are our 5 tips to make you radically beginner functional in Openscad. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. I know this is a basic video. Some of you guys that are used to using it probably won't, but if you're into 3D printing and you just want to make some quick little objects, like my motorcycle clutch fix video where I just made that little bushing, which was a 2 cylinders with a hole in the middle, or a cylinder with a hole in the middle. So it was 2 cylinders, one for the base, one for the hole to take it away. So anyway, guys, that's where we're at. Quick video. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. Do you use this? We're going to do some FreeCAD videos too, because while this is great for beginners, FreeCAD, you can really knock some things out of the park with that. So that's where we're at, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.